And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, no matter where in the world you happen to be. We've got a cut down crew right now. We've got two missing. Nick should be with us shortly. Bailey's had some crisis, so he's had to shoot off. So I hope everything gets sorted out quickly for you, Bailey. So, guys, how's your week been?
Week's been good.
It's been an amazing week.
It's been amazing. Fantastic. Hey, Nick's here.
Yay! Hello,
Nick.
Nick looks like he's been out on a trawler somewhere.
He always does.
Somebody's stolen my Nick.
Is this Facebook group?
This is straight into the Facebook group. This is going on my Facebook page and in $1 Million Secrets.
Okay, just wait for it to come in there.
Yep. Okay. So if they can't see it there, then if someone wants to jump onto my Facebook page and share it into the Facebook group, and let's just see if we can do that and just get it there quickly because we're actually up and running. So, guys, so we've got a lot of changes coming, haven't we, over the next few days? Lots of changes coming.
Yeah.
So,
You realise how many meetings we're going to have with meetings this week?
how many meetings we're going to have?
Yeah, with different sectors of people.
Yeah, but the idea behind it originally was to cut down on meetings, wasn't it? To make sure that we weren't just having
not meetings with the team, meetings with certain people and groups and stuff.
Oh,
actually get
you and I have got bunches set up anyway, but we wanted to do something with the team first of all to make sure that we weren't bringing people on board into a business that just has meetings for the sake of meetings. Because I did that in the real world when I was back in corporate life, and we had to do stupid meetings after stupid meetings. So I never enjoyed that in the first instance. So, hi, David. How are you? David Lawson saying hello to us all.
Hey.
So we had, we didn't want to do that. So we had a conversation last Thursday with the five of us. Bailey was on as well, and we talked about cutting the meetings down, and we've already seen that because we've had less meetings this week. But tomorrow, I am slightly scared about tomorrow.
Yeah,
because Simon and I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. We've just left it to these guys.
It could be anything. We could have strippers on or anything, and you wouldn't even know.
No, we wouldn't. We would. By the time we're live, we would.
Fortunately, it's virtual, so you won't be getting hit by Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that. So
it's going to be interesting, isn't it? So the idea behind this was really that people hear too much from Simon and me, probably more me than Simon, because I tend to do most of the talking on these things.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, well, it's because if we get you started, no one will ever get a word in edgeways.
I know. Well, you keep calling me for pitch mode. I can't help it. I'm permanently in pitch mode.
Don't we know it?
That's the way I
Don't we know it? It's not. It doesn't make you a bad person, does it?
no, he's just a son of a pitch. Pitch.
Well, but it's helped me make millions. So it ain't that much of a son of a bitch.
Just right away. Let's stop there.
Oh,
You can't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's made me millions of pennies. Millions of pounds if you go into a pound shop. You can buy the whole lot.
Oh God.
So, Eunice, how are you?
hello.
Hi, Eunice.
Hi, Ian. So it's it's helped you, but nonetheless, what we wanted to do was just stop it so that it's all my voice and let some of the other guys have their say. So we just passed it over to these guys and we just said, you do what you want. So they had a couple of meetings themselves over the weekend that Simon and I weren't party to. Part of me would love to know. Part of me just sort of, yeah. So, girls, girls and Nick, you better say something because you know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
Well, we can't say.
Well, what can you say? Just what can you tell people? Why should they come across tomorrow night and listen to what you guys have got to say?
Because we're going to make positive changes to the team, and we think that it's going to be really helpful, help people to grow, help people to do better at the trading, and to just push the business further. And it's going to be fun, simple, and magical. That's why people should join us.
Yeah. We just want to get people having a good time. Like this business, right? It's it says we make bloody good money in this business, but it's also fun. Like we have a bloody. I'm not being funny, right? But anybody that's watching this who signs up and comes and joins our Forex Flippy Pros group, you are going to have the time of your life. Like you are going to have the time of your life. While you're going to laugh, pee in your pants while you're making money. I mean, come on. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Like we should have seen our chat today, right? We don't know how much pounds you can buy.
Get right to the group. I mean, let's get a little bit excited.
Yeah, it's exciting. But you actually see conversation where we chat about how many pounds we can buy for pound shop on that one thing that we took today.
Okay.
Yeah, I see the things you say.
Yeah.
I hope you're not easily offended.
Say it again.
I said I hope people aren't easily offended. If you are, you don't want to come in that group.
Yeah, broad-minded only. So, all right. So, we wanted to talk about tonight's call and what we were going to be talking to people about tonight, and particularly because we're putting this straight into our Facebook group. Hopefully, this is going to be seen by people who are looking at the idea of getting started with us, but don't really know quite what to expect when they get started. And Katie came up with the idea of us explaining that bit today. So, Katie, I'm going to let you start off. Where do you want to take this conversation? I'll chip in.
Yeah. I just want to start off by, I think, like, a few people that do look at this. Some people can be quite a bit skeptical or a bit like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I don't know if it's for me. And a lot of, when I speak to people about it, a lot that I get is like, do you get support? Is it risky? Is it this sort of thing? And we just want to let people know that when they do come on board, you're so looked after. And for me, I think the amazing thing about what we do, for me, that makes me just love this so much more is the community of people that we've got. Like I always say it, and like you guys, and the other guys that I met can now only be described as my extended family, and we've never even actually really met in person. And the beauty of this is that we all want to help each other do well. And if we're winning and we're making money, we want everybody else to be doing the exact same. And I think it's just so important for anybody that is looking and maybe a bit scared to take that jump, and to know that you'll get all the support in the world when you come on. And that's what I think that we really want to emphasize today. And it's not as scary as some people might think it looks. It's like I said, people that don't know my story, I actually have been here a year now, and I first signed up to this opportunity when I had to close my sandwich shop down for 8 weeks back in March of last year because of COVID. And I literally only just joined because I didn't want to be bored. I thought, I'll just do something. I'm quite spontaneous and I'll just try out me. And I only really wanted to make myself £50 a week and mainly not to be bored, stuck at home watching endless hours of Netflix. Never did I think I'd be here a year on. Never did I think I'd be here a year on, sat here doing this with you and actually really wanting this business to take over my sandwich shop business, which 100% this year it totally will do. So yeah, just that's it really, isn't it? It's just amazing. Just don't think about it, just get your send on. Nah.
Get your son on there.
Get your son on there.
Right. Can we have someone interpret that for the people who are not from the north?
Yeah.
Simon,
Yes,
you can
please join us. Do.
So, okay. So when someone joins, once someone says, yes, I want to get started, what's going to happen?
In simple terms, as in like what you mean when they've joined, when they're with us, what happens?
What process are we going to go through with them?
Well, literally, this is what I do personally. I mean, we all might do different things, but I just slowly send step-by-step things, easy peasy to do, to watch, put in a few groups, get to know the community feel. I always get people on a Zoom, me personally, to chat, to see, like, go through things with them on a one-to-one basis so that they can be shown it. Do you know what I mean? And then they can ask questions and it's just me and them. They're not like just sort of thrown into it and like, what am I doing then? So for me personally, I get people on a one-to-one call, make sure they know, where to find the education and what videos to watch. So they don't have to, because like we've said this before, we have got a lot of content. Like we've got a lot of educators and there's a lot of stuff in the academy, which is amazing because you can literally learn everything about trading. But for a new person, you don't need to know everything about trading and it can be overwhelming. So what I tend to do is literally just say, watch this video, then watch this video. So you're simplifying everything. You're getting rid of all the noise and pointing people in the right direction from day one, which I think is super important because doing it off your own back and not having guidance can be overwhelming. But with the guidance, you literally have an ABC of what to do. And I think that is just so important. Like your first week, once you've watched a couple of videos, you sort of find your feet. And then we've got, like Katie says, we've got an amazing group where we all sort of discuss what we do. And yeah, all right, if you're really brand new, it might be slightly overwhelming, but you're in such an amazing place to ask a direct question like, I don't understand this, and you'll get an answer within minutes to your questions. And I think that, again, is, you can't put a price on how valuable that is, having other people who can answer a question for you instantly, and you know whether you're doing things wrong or right. And if you're doing it wrong, you will be pointed in the right direction. And that, I think, is so valuable and important. If you were learning that off your own back, like I tried to learn how to trade without the academy a couple of years ago, and I was watching YouTube videos, and a lot of you watching this might have tried that as well. You think, oh, I'll just watch it on YouTube, it's free. Well, trust me, I never got anywhere learning it off YouTube. I lost a lot of money trying to do it off my own back, learning on YouTube, and I sacked it off. Yes, I got my phrasing, and I sacked it off. But doing it through the academy and having it step by step has been the thing that changed the game for me. So yeah, if you're one of them people that's been going through YouTube, sifting through 100,000 different videos, well, I think we might have a very easier option, a very simpler option. Simpler, is that a word? A very simple option for you.
Is
it simpler? Yeah. That makes me sound like I'm a simpler, doesn't it? Simpler.
Does now, yes.
Yeah, it's simple. I've seen that a bit weird. But yeah, it just simplifies everything. So yeah, if you're one of them people that did it through YouTube, just sack that off because it don't work.
Okay. Nah. Sack it off now.
The important thing about what we do, Rome wasn't built in a day, so you can't expect to come in and learn this overnight. It takes a little bit of time, but nothing in life really of value that's worth doing can be done like that. I mean, let's face it, would you rather have chicken ping out of the microwave, or would you rather have a gourmet chef take their time and prepare you a meal? Anything worthwhile and of value, it takes a little time. And so, but the great thing is we have an amazing community of people that are going to help you. We've got over 200 expert educators that are actually on the educational platform. And then alongside you, you've got a whole group of people who are going to lock arms with you. Some of us you can see on here. There's a whole load more. And we love helping each other. We love working together. We love learning together. You know, where this, you know, there's when it's not like it's not a sprint. It's no gold medals for who gets over the line first. We are all going to cross the line arm in arm together and succeed with this. And it's life changing, utterly life changing.
No, just to add, you know, like you're saying, when we walk the finish line together, linking arms and that. But we have got people who have been doing it longer and who are doing better than what, let's say, I am or Kate is or whatever, and they're helping us. So like, and they're helping us with trades and sending us their ideas, which helps us to grow. Even though we've been doing it a year, like we've got people saying, "Oh, take a look at this," and you're like, "Chuffing hell, I wouldn't have seen that." So like, no matter what level you're at, you've always got someone who's able to help you progress. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's amazing as well.
Yeah, and you'll be amazed where you can be in a year, in 12 months from now. I mean, you know, we're all talking about things and sharing ideas that I didn't have a clue about 12 months ago. Would have been all gobbledygook to me. I wouldn't have understood any of it. And 12 months along the line, we've all developed a level of knowledge that, you know, that puts us above the crowd. You know, the vast majority of people out there who are not in here with us, they don't know about this stuff. And it's a shame that they don't, because you know what, the stuff that we've learned over the last year is transforming our lives. It's giving us choices. It's opening up things to us that we, you know, maybe we didn't think was possible before. And it can do that for anybody who wants to you know, get on board and give it a little bit of time. Don't say, "Oh, I'll give it a week, and if it doesn't look like it's working after a week, I'm off," because you know. That's not enough time. Yeah, it won't work in a week.
So let's go back to the new person who's thinking about joining right now. And what do they need to know for them to say, I'm going to give this a try? What do they actually need to know before they get started? Do they need technical skills? Do they need to know how to use computers? Do they need to know that sort of thing?
No, you don't really. You need to have an open mind. You need to be willing to learn and to be coachable. You need to have a bit of stickability. You know, if it's not working by next Tuesday, I'm out of here. Well, you'll be out of here by next Tuesday. You've got to be someone who, you know, can cope with what people call delayed gratification. Unfortunately, we live in a world where people want gratification. They want it now. You know, I want to watch. You know, I want to watch whatever I want to watch. So I get Netflix, and we can in a lot of areas. You can get stuff like that, can't you? You know, if you fancy something to eat, you get on the phone and someone delivers it. I mean, that's all fantastic. But what we do, which can give you an amazing return. And give you an amazing life, you've got to be happy and willing to have a bit of delayed gratification. It won't happen tomorrow. It won't happen next week. But stick with us for 12 months and you will not believe where you will be. And that's true for all of us in here. You know, I literally joined 12 months ago at a time when, you know, my income had dropped to zero because of lockdown, as people probably heard me say before. I didn't have a clue at that point where I would be, but I was willing to give it a go. I was willing to be open-minded. I was willing to learn. I was willing to look at other people and say, okay, if they can do it, then given a bit of time and a bit of effort, I can do it. And that's the same for anybody who's watching this. Give it a bit of time and a little bit of effort and a bit of patience, and you can do what any of us are doing, and you will never regret it. I can promise you that.
Let's just for the sake of talking about different backgrounds, tell people, each one of us in turn, tell people what your previous job was, what you did for a living.
I own a sandwich shop.
Before I joined this business, I owned a supermarket. But imagine if you were to actually buy a restaurant. You don't expect to be a multi-millionaire in the first week when you buy a restaurant. And with a restaurant and any other kind of type of business, it will take you time to build your reputation up. This is no different. This is exactly no different. It will take you time to get success, results that you can pass on to other people. Because other people will be watching you across the fence thinking, is it going to work? Is it for you? Is it for me? Can I do it? Can you do it? And they will be looking across the fence to see if your grass is greener than theirs. So people that just get involved in something and give it 15 minutes and then think, nah, it's not for me, they're never going to build a sandcastle, ever going to build diddly squat. And they will never understand why. Then you have the other type of person that gets involved in 2 or 3 similar types of opportunities. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should only do one business or you should only have one income stream. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you should never do more than one network marketing opportunity, because you don't know which hat you're putting on to which opportunity you're going to promote. People in the industry know that I'm a one-horse rider. I only work one program, and that's why I've done so well in 33 years. But other people think, oh, I know best. I'm going to do this one because I know that Fred doesn't like the one that I'm doing. Well, guess what? Fred goes out there and his opportunity doesn't work, the one that you've invited him to. And he thinks, hold on, Simon's got involved in something else. I'm going to do something else. But the something else he does isn't what you're doing. So you have a massive diluted effort. People, it doesn't work. Anyway, that's my 2 pence.
Totally agree, Malcolm.
I think that was more than 2 pence, but okay. I agree. I 100% agree. So go on, Katie, you were saying.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, see, I own a sandwich shop, so I fry bacon butties for a living. And before that, I used to run a healthy alternative little sweet treat business from home. And then before that, I used to run pubs. So I'd never in a million years thought that I'd be doing something like this. I mean, the only thing,
What was the middle? What was the middle one? The healthy one?
Yeah, I used to do a home business where I made healthier alternative sweet treats, like cakes and buns. They were like gluten free and all that sort of stuff. So like
beer, cakes, and bacon. So beer, cakes, and bacon.
Yes, I mean, I've done it all. No, but like, it was nice stuff when I was waiting days. You've tried some before. But yeah, so I like I said, and then the only thing that I personally think that I am meant to do is talk. Like, this talking is just totally what I was meant to do. I was born to do it. But the trading side, no, never been. I never ever thought that, like Nick said, I never thought that I could be able to do anything like this. So some people will be like, I don't know if I could do that. I get that a lot. I don't know if I could do that. Are you joking, then? Of course you can. My husband does it right, and my husband's getting bleeding good at it. So if he can do it, I can do it, pal. Trust me.
What's Gareth's background? What's Gareth's background?
Gareth's the ceiling fixer by trade.
A ceiling fixer? Yeah,
he does ceiling fixer, dry liner, and he's actually doing fire stopping at the minute. So, like I say, he'll be taking trades when he's up a ladder on a scaffold and that, my husband.
Right. So, Daisy.
So, before, I'm a personal trainer now, and I've worked in gyms for quite a long time, like for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. Before I did that, I actually worked in a call centre for Evans Alshaw. Just
don't plug them.
Not plugging, but like taking phone calls for people booking the services in and stuff. And like I was not a 9-to-5 worker. Like, honestly, that year was just being in a call centre is not my kind of place. Like, I'm high energy, me. Like, sat there all day with a headset on. No, I was wriggling in my seat. I couldn't cope with it. So it only lasted a year. Sacked it off, got that in again. And I started working in gyms, and then obviously got my education and stuff to be a PT. So I do that full time. But before lockdown, I was working at a gym. So I did hours for the gym and I PT there as well. And then I started this last year in, I want to say like February, because it is a little over a year that I've been doing it. And after the first lockdown and actually really applying this and you know, getting involved more in this, I decided that I would not go back to the gym and work because
sack that off.
Yeah, I sacked that off as well. I sack a lot off, by the sounds of it, don't I? This is the only thing I've probably not sacked off. I'm a PT. Just sack everything else off. So yeah, I sacked off being there because I was working hours, I was working shifts, and when I was thinking about it, I was like, I'm doing all these hours standing on this reception when I really want to be working on my business, on my training and all that. So yeah, I ended up leaving the job that I've been at for 5 years, the gym that I've been at for 5 years, and going fully self-employed. So now I just do boot camps. Obviously, I'm not allowed to yet, but, you know, in a few weeks. Boot camps, and I still do one-to-one coaching, but not as much as before. So I have sort of reduced my work a little bit so I can focus on this, because I see, like Katie, I see this taking over my main income at some point. And not only that, you know, when I've said this before, do you know when you're self-employed though, like, do you know when you want to go on holiday, let's say your holiday costs £1,000, I don't know, but it costs that plus you lose for the week that you're off. And that always used to put me about. I used to dread going on holiday, even though I love them, but like I was thinking, oh my God, it's going to cost me this much for my holiday. And then when I'm off work, it costs me that much to be off work. So holidays used to cost me more. And like, I ain't got a pension pot, which my mum keeps having to go at me for. And I thought I need to get a pension pot because when I'm at retirement age, which is a long time yet, I need to make sure I've got some money saved. So this is my pension. And good job I've started early. I'll have a very good pension by the time I'm ready to retire. I'll be retiring when I'm like 35. That'd be nice. I'd be like Simon. I'd probably never retire because I'd keep doing this. Well, you know,
well, we both tried that and got bored with that, didn't we, mate?
Yeah, I would get bored.
Yeah.
I would get bored.
So Nick, tell people. I know we told people in the past, but tell people what you were doing a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, my background is I'm an actor. I, you know, right, pretty much straight from school, I went and studied drama and acting, and that's pretty much all I've wanted to do. But you know, as most people know, actors are out of work an awful lot, and quite frankly, I got used to saying to people, look, you know, I'm used to the fact that I'm going to be poor. And I think that's the price I have to pay for wanting to be an actor, because I'm out of work a lot. You know, and even when I'm in work as an actor, I don't always get paid that well, sometimes, but not always. But of course, you know, when lockdown came last year, March, you know, acting went by the board, all the theatres shut, TV studios shut. Films were all shut down, so there was no acting to be done. And I also did a little bit of training, corporate training as well. I sometimes go into businesses and train people in terms of communication skills, you know, how to talk to their teams and things like that. But again, that was all face-to-face stuff. That all that got knocked out of my diary. So yeah, my income was at zero. I was sitting at home twiddling my thumbs, nothing else to do. And I funnily enough, you know, I know quite a few people that had gone into banking and trading or whatever that I was at school with. That was quite a common thing for people to do when I was at school. But I had no interest in any of that, and I never ever thought I'd do anything like that. And so, in a sense, and I know it's a terrible thing to say because I know COVID and everything that's gone with that has been such an awful time for so many people. But it actually kind of did me a little bit of a favour. It made me a little bit more open-minded to look at something a bit different that I might never otherwise have looked at. And I'm so glad that I did. Not only did it help me get through last year, not only has it set me up financially in a way I didn't think possible, which is amazing. So for the first time in probably decades, I've actually now think I don't have to be poor. I don't have to be poor to do some acting because I've got this, which... But the best part of it is that this will run alongside anything that I choose to do in the future. You know, when theatres open up again and I go back and do some work in the theatre or go back and do some TV work or whatever, this will still be there. This will fit around anything and everything. So it's almost the perfect thing that I could have found for me, because the job I have done and love to do, I don't want to ever give up. I don't want to ever stop being an actor. You'll have to take me out of the theatre in a box. That'll be when I stop acting. But to have something that will sit alongside it for the days and weeks when I haven't got any acting work, and will sit alongside it on the days and weeks when I have got acting work, because you can place trades in a couple of minutes. So, I, for the first time in my life, have a consistent income every day, whatever else I'm doing. And I have complete freedom to go off. And if I want to go off and do a tour around the country, in a play for 6 months, I can do it. This business will allow me to do it. And it will support me while I'm doing it. It's the perfect thing for anyone and everyone who wants a bit more freedom to explore and do the things that they love doing, the things they really want to spend their time doing, whatever that may be for any individual. This can make that more possible than I ever realized. So yeah, so my background's acting, and I will always be acting, as long as I can still remember the lines. Which is probably about another week or so, because I am getting on a bit. But
well, my background in sales, pretty much from when I left school, and I did a couple of years just working on building sites, just sort of carrying chunks of wood up and down ladders, until I got married and found out that I need something more secure than this, because I'm going to be responsible and get married. The responsible bit didn't work out. Actually, the marriage didn't work out, but I decided that I've got to do something better, and I ended up going into sales. God alone knows how I went into sales, because I was the shyest, quietest person you could ever wish to meet. But when I was talking to people selling something, I knew what the objective was. Yeah, I've got to talk about life insurance, which was what I started with, and then eventually I went selling cars for a living. So I've always been in sales. It's taken me into different things, because at one point in time I was working for myself, and I needed to do my own advertising, and I had to learn how to write advertising copy. And writing advertising copy is generally considered to be salesmanship in print. So I had to do that. So I've done some copywriting, and that ended up with me being asked to run a radio station. God alone knows how that happened, but I ended up doing that, and I ended up running 30 radio stations. The point of this is to try and get across to all of you guys that we've got someone who runs a sandwich shop, who's sort of sold cakes before that and worked in a pub, a personal trainer, an actor, someone who had his own supermarket, but he forgot to mention that was about 500,000 years ago. It was a while back, wasn't it?
What I forgot to mention was when I was 16, 17, that I went to see my bank manager, because my mum and dad had a chain of shops. And my friends always turned around and said to me, I'll be all right for Brooksy Beers one day. I thought, no, I'm never going to have that. So I went to my bank manager and said, I want to borrow some money to actually get my own shop. He said, so what's your goal? What's your dream? I said, to be honest with you, Jim, I want to make $1 million. He said, no, you don't. I said, yes, I do. He said, no, you don't. I said, why? He said, because when you make $1 million, you're going to want to make $2 million. I said, okay. So anyway, so we bought our own shop, and that's when I got divorced, went on holiday, met the woman of my dreams. She came back, we got married, but we had the shop together in a place called Littleport in Ely in Cambridgeshire. And my idea was to have several shops. I thought if a guy could off a market stall in Petticoat Lane, Nescafe coffee and Tate Lyle sugar, cheaper than all the other shops. And his name was Jack Cohen, Tesco's. I thought I could do that, but on a smaller basis. But what I forgot was you had all the rent, rates, light, heat, staff, headaches, risk, gamble. It was a nightmare. But so we sold the shop in Ely, and then we moved up to Southport. We got married and everything else. And then I responded to an advertisement in the newspaper about MLM, Make Love Monthly, make lots of money. I didn't have a clue what MLM was. But hey, that was 33 years ago. That's my whole life history.
and been a great career for you. My point was this: wildly different careers. In terms of technical skills, I'm going to we'll wrap this up quickly, but I want people to think that whether they know it. Technical skills, Simon. How good are your technical skills? I didn't say that. That wasn't me.
My technical skills, my negotiation, and my rabbit is amazing. My computer technical skills are shite. Absolutely. But guess what? I don't give one. I don't care. As long as I can talk to people. That's all I need to do.
You can talk.
I can talk behind legs of the thinking. So as long as I can explain what I'm passionate and excited about, let me go.
You can do that. Katie, what are your technical skills like?
Absolute crap. I mean, right? The rubbish. I got myself into it. I started with us all sort of presenting opportunity calls. I got myself into a right tither, wondering how I'm going to share screen on my bleeding Zoom. I remember saying to you, I went to a practice room with frigging Roger. Yeah, I mean, so no, my technical skills are absolutely bobber.
Nick, what do you like technically?
I mean, there's some things I can manage. I mean, I did give up on sort of anything to do with recording and playing films, pretty much after VHS. Anything after that, I gave up. I couldn't be asked to learn how to use any of it. So, there's plenty of things that I'm not that good with. I can juggle. Is that a technical skill? No, maybe not. But yeah, no, I can just about get my way around a computer and a mobile phone. But
if you can juggle with the mobile and an iPad, will that help? Will that class? Yeah. Daisy, you're better with technology.
Well, I'm not going to blow my own trumpet, but I'm quite good with technology. Like, I can edit videos, I can create videos, create websites and all that. However, I'll tell you what one of my faults is, and I'm not very good at it, and people think you have to be good at this. Bloody maths. Maths. Apparently, according to my clients, right, I can't even count because I'm going 1, 2, 3, 7. What? Daisy, I'm only on 5. I'm like, what? I can't even do it in basic addition. So I'm just.
I think that's more to do with being a PT, because when the gyms were when the gyms were open, my PT could definitely never count, because I'd get to like 12 reps and he's going, "Oh, it's only 9." No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not.
I'm always behind.
That's a sadistic streak that PTs have.
Oh, because my clients always go, "I'm done." I'm like, "You bloody haven't. You've got about 3." They're like,
yep.
"I'm done." Yep. I'm like, "You've not. Do some more." I thought it was just bad maths, you see. I'm just bad at maths.
Sadism. That's what that is.
Okay.
And technical skills, I'm all right with technology. I don't have a problem with it. But here's the thing. You just heard a bunch of people that don't have. So don't think you need to be a technical genius. You don't. If you get it, in fact, to be honest with you, if you get it and you understand it, it can be a handicap to some degree, because I find that people who get into technology go, well, what happens if you do this? Just stop doing that and concentrate on doing the simple stuff. Don't worry about the technical stuff. Just concentrate on that, because it's the simple stuff that makes us money. And that's really it. So we started this with Katie's question, which was, when someone gets started, what do we do? And effectively what we do is we sort of welcome you on board, give you a group hug, and then once we sort of introduce you to everybody and put you into the groups, we take you step by step by the hand. And it doesn't matter if you're as technically adept as Nick, Simon, and Katie, or as whether you just sort of whoever you are, whatever it is that you can do, we can deal with your skill levels and we can show you how to make money. And whether you make sandwiches, whether you're an actor, whether you're a PT, whether you work in a shop, or whether you just flog people cars, any background can do this. You know, Katie's husband's sort of fixing ceilings. We've got a guy up here in Bolton who works on the outside of the roof. He's on his ladder on the outside of the roof. We've got people doing all kinds of different things. Anybody can do this. And really, Malcolm says it here. It's all about keeping it fun, simple, and magical. And that's what we all try and do. That's what we all try and do. And Rosie from South Africa is selling us any background and any age. And we pretty much see every age, because Daisy's younger than my daughter, and younger than Simon's daughters, and Simon's daughter. Sorry? Said again.
He's nearly the same age as my granddaughter.
Yeah.
Simon is like 3 times my age or something. I think.
I've got step granddaughters that are younger than Bailey. that are older than Bailey. That are older than Bailey, rather. So
yeah.
So age doesn't matter, background doesn't matter, technical skills doesn't matter. What you need is what Nick said: an open mind, a willingness to learn, and it'd be nice if you're a little bit sociable, because we like to have a bit of a giggle.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Anything that anybody wants to add before we wrap it up?
You just need to make sure you have follow the system. If you can follow a system, you're going to be good. You're going to be good to go. But if you think I'm going to be a hermit or a health foods and I'm going to get under a rock and I'm never going to speak to anybody, you're going to do jack all. Absolutely jack all. Guys involved with a little bit of talky, make a lot of do-re-mi. Okay. That's just.
I mean, my
just
final
pure poetry, that, Simon. Just pure poetry.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It brought a tear to my eye. My last thought, I think is, it's just, why not have a look? What it costs absolutely nothing to have a look. Nobody's going to twist your arm. At the end of the day, the decision whether you want to jump on board and get involved with what we're doing or not is totally up to you. And as much as we'd like everybody to have a go at what we're doing, because we think it's amazing, we're not interested in anybody's arm. But why not take a look? It sometimes surprises me that people won't even take a look. To be honest, I'm as guilty of that as anybody. About 3-4 years ago, somebody mentioned Forex to me, and I didn't even have a look. I wish I had now. Now what I know now, I wish I had all those years ago. But you just take a look. You might find something that you're a bit surprised by, and you might want to get involved. And if you do, there's every chance that it will make a massive difference for you. So why not?
Brilliant. Well, I think that's pretty much covered everything that we wanted to talk about tonight. We decided we were going to start to put these into the Facebook group, just so that all the people who are looking at this can see these in here. So we're going to do these in here every single week from now on. Really what we do, I think if we were to sum up what we do in a nutshell, what we do is we use the platforms that we work with. So we use the education, we use the apps that we have, everything else. So you use the product, we talk to people, and then we just show them how they get results. And we do that by doing a simple presentation that we do 5 times a week, where the presentation lasts for 15 minutes. We get a bunch of people on who come on and explain exactly what their results get from it. So we keep it nice and simple from them. if you can use it, if you can talk to people, and if you can just get people to watch a live presentation, then you can do this business. Guys, we'll wrap this up for now. Excuse me, for now. I've no idea what we're going to talk about next week, but if there's something that you particularly want, and even if you're watching this on the recording right now, and if you haven't shared this, by the way, make sure that you share this right now so that more and more people get to see this. But if you're watching it on the recording and there's a question that you'd like us to answer, put it in the comments. We will see it in the comments, and we'll maybe tackle it next week for you. So that said, should we wrap it up and say goodbye, everyone?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.